apprenticeship. But our young people are now getting an apprenticeship in the dark, in their underwear, pressing click and watching.
Come on, come on.
And they go out and repeat that in class and get murdered. And then be like, okay, and who knows 10, 15 years from now, when they make a conservative turn and say, I tried that black stuff. I watched all the videos. No, but you didn't read anything. And we didn't sit, no, but I watched all that stuff and I realized that no. So we're in dialogue, right? This brother Daniel Black, who wrote a very interesting book called The Coming. I don't know if y'all, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's a book on the passage, the Atlantic Passage. It's a brilliant piece of work. That's him actually at the Museum of African-American History and Culture. They did in DC, the Smithsonian Museum, they did a book talk for him, and I interviewed him. We went to grad school together. And so it's actually online. If anybody wants it, I can send y'all the link. But let's wind this to a close. When institutions fail, what happens? We are an African people, except when we aren't. New book out by Russell Wickman. Detroit's mentioned in there a lot. We are an African people. Independent education, black power, and the radical imagination. These are the books now that are being published that basically say, it was a great idea at the beginning, a lot of smart and hard-working people worked, it's over, and what did we learn?
Oh, it ain't over.
Wow.
So, oh yeah, so you bring your brother in here now, I'm sure he would say, that's not what I meant. Yeah, but that's what you wrote. And guess what? Here go all the people that make a lie out of that. You talking to ghosts? No, what happened to the independence movement? It's well, they're over, and so those people went to conservative movements, and then their people went middle class, and now they got a charter school argument. No, but I did publish this with a white press, and now I can go ahead and get tenure and promotion, and I can say that I wrote about the radical imagination. Are you working to advance it? No, but I did a lot of work in the archives. Class lines and last place anxiety. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is Loran Matori's book, Snippet and Culture, Last Place Anxiety in Black America. His father was a surgeon at Howard Hospital for years. And he writes about Howard and other universities, and he says, universities are where people who have been marginalized by society come to create identities for themselves. He says, black, white, don't matter. He said at Harvard, the people who ain't got no money get into Harvard, go to Harvard, and they're always jealous of the old money people. He said the whole faculty of Harvard, before you get tenure at Harvard, they give you an honorary degree from Harvard if you didn't go to Harvard. Why? Because the idea is if you didn't go to Harvard, you don't deserve tenure at Harvard. And he says no one has ever refused the honor. He says that at Howard, we talk about Howard being a Pan-African collection, and in many ways it is, but at Howard what you have is a fight between the Caribbean Africans, the continental Africans, and the Africans in the United States, and the ones that then divided by money and what they got and what they don't have. And so what you have is everybody trying to escape what they call last place anxiety. So breaking the chain requires us to have a different relationship with each other.
That's right.
And that different relationship can't be based on the anxieties they have.
That's right.
Because if you go to Wayne State, that is not, do I have to remind anyone in here, that is not the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor. You went to Wayne State? What? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Detroit Mercy. It's the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor and whatever else you ever said you went to. So they call it the flagship. And Negroes are happy. My child went to Michigan. Okay. The state, the university, oh, I know. I'm supposed to know what that means, right? And even us. Howard? Harvard. Huh. If I was working at Harvard, do you know how many black nationalists might line up and say, oh, this is very interesting. Say some more about that. He works at Harvard. I'm talking about in their heart. I ain't talking about at their mouth. It's a deep thing breaking this chain. Because we believe our master is better. The study group process, as we were talking earlier, creates community. This is a recent issue in the Boston Review on this notion of community. I've been talking for 4.5. Being physically present, we have to do that. That's what I was talking about, being physically present. And you got to be intergenerationally present. The role of the text and black study is very important in that, in black spaces. I'm going to skip over this slide because it's really covered about here. This genealogy. These are many of the publications. Y'all should recognize some of these, like Muhammad Speaks. Well, all of them, really. Some of those are fake. Oh, Negro World, look. Negro Digest, Black World. Oh, my goodness. Negro World, Garvey, Freedom's Journal. Well, we have, come on up. The solutions, we have to collect our good speeches, do our oral histories, have people interview you. conference proceedings and research papers based on those proceedings. We have to have a web presence with curriculum, lesson plans. Many of y'all don't know, Detroit has produced all kind of lesson plans. Many of them have, but many of them don't. And real-time commentary on things like Roots and Underground, reviews. And that's why we started this, the Compass. This is our journal. I have 40 copies of it. They're $10 a piece. We raised the money, and then we're going to publish the deadline for the next journal issue is June 1st. The next articles are being submitted. We got a retreat in 2 weeks where we're going to go through and begin the editing process. We're going to try to get this to 4 issues a year. Detroit alone, somebody in here might volunteer to be the guest editor for that. Detroit alone could do 4 or 5 numbers in a volume. Just on basic stuff everybody in the world needs to know about the national struggle in Detroit. And Brother Quasi, I got yours right here.
Yeah, you got 39 copies.
Yes, sir. That's it. I got 39 because I got to get one to Brother Quasi. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Brother Quasi. You're 38. I got y'all. Now. So I'm going to stop there. And we're going to do question and answer now. Thank you, Nana Watson. I appreciate it. 38. All right.